friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Megan and today is an exciting day because I am now introducing Megan's game of TBR. So I kind of got inspiration from Becca's Bookopoly. Monopoly is my absolute favorite board game. Like if I took you downstairs you would see a closet full of Monopolies. I think I have 30 versions of Monopoly, but I did not want to do a Bookopoly and copy completely. So I ended up going with the Game of Life and kind of making it my own. So not only is this going to be a TBR game to help me build my TBRs each month, but it is also going to be a book buying regulation or accountability for myself. I can only buy a book when I reach the end of the board. However, I'm only doing 6 rolls or spins, I guess you could say, per month. Each spin will represent a little person in the car, and I can only achieve putting a person in my car when I actually finish the book for the prompt that it was designated for. So this now encourages me to read at least 6 books before I can buy one, because every car will be worth 1 book, and then when I reach the end, however many cars I filled is how many books I can buy. So hopefully this enforces me to actually read the books that I'm buying instead of just constantly buying books over and over and over. This will not include my monthly subscription boxes or any special edition boxes or pre-orders that have very specific pre-order incentives that I want. However, just any general books that I've been picking up whenever I see them, I'm going to cut down immensely on that. So now I'm going to take you over to the board so that I can share the game portion of the game. So yellow are actually going to be prompts that were given to me by all of you in a Twitter thread. I went on Twitter and asked for a prompt such as a book with a red cover or a book with a mythical animal in it. And you guys gave me an entire list of prompts. I'm going to be giving credit to anyone who gave me a prompt down below. Green is actually covering payday, so for this I will be reading something from the library, aka saving money. Pink will be reading a chance, so I'm either going to really love it or really hate it. I've put in 10 books that I'm super excited for and 10 books that I am a little skeptical about. Blue will be straight from my 2020 TBR. I'm going to randomize any of the books that I have not read yet from my 2020 TBR. And then teal will be a graphic novel or manga because it is actually covering the children section of this board. So anytime I land on that teal color, it's going to be a graphic novel or manga of my choice. I also did want to mention that I will be choosing careers, and careers will be different genres, and then my house will be different page counts of books. Anytime I come to a crossroads, I will then need to spin the wheel, and red will be to go right and black will be to go left. So I've got my little car here. We're gonna start right here and figure out if I'm going on the career path or the college path. So we landed on a red. That then means I need to go on the right hand side. And I spun a 9. So because I landed on yellow, I'm going to draw a yellow card. And that is favorite trope. Alright friends, so the very first prompt I landed on was a yellow, which means it was from the random prompts that you guys suggested, and I pulled what is your favorite trope, or pick a book with your favorite trope. One of my absolute favorite tropes is elemental magic, and being that I'm trying to keep this TBR as consistent with my other TBRs or as doubled up as I can, I chose Children of Virtue and Vengeance because I'm using this for 2 other readathons or 3 other readathons, I'm pretty sure, so that is perfect. So this is the sequel to Children of Blood and Bone, which tells the story of Zelly and Amari. Zelly is a tribes member whose magic was taken or ripped away from her, and Amari is the princess, and together they are going back to restore the magic of this world. And there's a Zuko Katara-esque relationship and elemental magic, and it's so much fun. So I've been dying to pick up the sequel because the cliffhanger of the first book was so intense. Alright, so I had to stop before I could make it all the way to 7, and I am now going to choose a college career. And we're just going to draw a random one. Video game designer. And for video game designer, I designated that it would actually be a graphic novel or manga. So the next square I landed on was a career, and being that I went on the right side, I was able to choose a college career, and I ended up with video game designer, which was to pick a graphic novel or manga. I'm going to be picking up Orange Volume 1. I really wanted to reread this, as Orange is one of the manga series that I would like to finish before 2020 is up, and I will be picking up Orange for another readathon as well, so that is perfect. And this tells a story of a girl who receives a letter from herself from the future that aids her in helping her friend get through his depression and not commit suicide. Alright, landed on another yellow. Oh no. I actually did have someone give a specific book instead of a prompt, and of course. The next square I landed on was another prompt suggested by you all. However, this one was a little more specific. They gave me a very, very specific book as opposed to a prompt. And of course, I had to land on this and pull this. But the person chose literally the longest book on my TBR, I'm pretty sure, and that is Priory of the Orange Tree. I don't know anything about this other than it deals with a queendom and dragons. I mean, I'm totally game for that, but really, you had to do that to me? In the month of 3 readathons, plus the reading rush, plus my performance. I don't know if this one's gonna happen. Another yellow. Book that has been on TBR longest. The next square I landed on was yet another yellow, and the prompt was to pick the book that was on your TBR the longest. I honestly don't know which book has been on my TBR the longest, so I just went with one that has been on there for quite some time, and that is Thunderhead by Neal Shusterman. This is the sequel to Scythe, a story in which death has been eradicated in this world, and the only people who can keep the population under control are these scythes, and we are following 2 apprentice scythes. 4. Another yellow. Author with the same first name as you. So I need to find an author with the name Megan. The 5th space I landed on was another yellow, and that was to read a book with a author that has the same first name as you. The only one I had, we didn't spell our names the same way, and also I didn't feel like adding another book to my TBR that was like a novel. So I went ahead and Googled graphic novels by Megans, and I found one by Megan Rose Gedris called Spectacle. I'm gonna put it right here, but this looks fantastic. It looks like a caravel, and I actually want to buy it now, so maybe that'll be my reward for completing the board in 2 or 3 months. But I am going to get it to the library first, I promise, and if I enjoy it, I'm definitely gonna pick it up when I'm allowed to buy books. Another 4. And that is the last stop. I didn't have anything specific for get married, so I'm just gonna throw in that will be a romance. And the final prompt of the very first Megan's Game of TBR is to read a romance. I did not previously designate the marriage spot, which was silly of me, but romance makes sense, so we're going with it on the fly, and I'm going with The Right Swipe by Alicia Rai. This tells the story of a cynical dating app creator who falls in love, and it sounds like a really cheesy Hallmark movie, and I'm so here for it, so I'm excited to pick this one up. So that was the very first round of the game of TBR, Megan style. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope it wasn't too confusing. There's a lot of rules, but hopefully we'll get into the swing of things once this happens more. And I hope you guys enjoyed this idea. If you guys have any suggestions for prompts that you would like to see in the yellow card pile, comment them down below. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll check in with you in my next one. Bye, friends.